Groceries are expensive, meat is expensive, but that doesn't mean barbecue has to be expensive. Today, we're starting a new series, Barbecue on a Budget, so you can do what you love, that is cooking barbecue, without breaking the bank. And we're doing today the best value for your dollar in barbecue, and that is whole chicken, and it does not have to be dry. Hey guys, welcome to Mad Scientist Barbecue. I'm Erica Yoder, and today we're starting a new series. We're starting Barbecue on a Budget because barbecue has gotten really expensive. Now you guys can fight in the comments about whose fault it is. That's beyond the scope of my channel, but what I'm trying to show you is you can still enjoy barbecuing, you can still enjoy smoking meat without spending a ton of money. And today, for the first episode, we're gonna do what I think is the best dollar you can spend on barbecue meat, whole chickens. So what do I mean by the best dollar you can spend in barbecue? Well, I have two chickens here. It was 10 pounds of chicken for $10. It's 99 cents a pound. So 10.2 pounds of chicken for $10.10. I don't think you're gonna find a better deal in anything you can put in the smoker, at least no other meat product. So what we have to do to make this delicious is get it smoky, render the fat under the skin, and keep it juicy. So how are we gonna keep it juicy? Well, we're gonna use our Thermopen to check the temp because time and temperature matter for food safety. Instantaneously at 165, the breast is going to be safe to eat. But if you keep it at 155 for long enough, something on the order of a minute or so, it's going to be equally safe to eat. So we want to make sure we get good color, good smoke flavor, but we do not want to overcook the breasts. Now, the thighs and the dark meat, it can actually get up to 200, and it's great, and it's juicy because it has so much connective tissue. It has extra myoglobin that retains moisture. It's got more fat, so it's going to do really well at those higher temperatures. But the breast, that's what we have to keep an eye on. So I'm going to show you guys two ways to do these chickens. One, we're just going to season it with salt and pepper. Incredibly simple. You have to get no ingredients. And the other is going to be an homage to my buddy Al Fragoni. We're going to use some of his dry chimichurri. We're going to use the spicy, and we're going to mix it with butter. Then we're going to add a little bit of salt and pepper to that, and then put that under the skin. Granted, it's a little messier. It's a little bit more work. If you don't want to do this, you can still make great chicken, but it's just not going to have the same kind of chimichurri flavor underneath the skin. So it's kind of basting the meat the entire time. But we'll show you both ways. We'll get these on the smoker, and we'll get them cooking. One other note is we're not going to spatchcock this. You can spatchcock the chickens if you want to. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I just don't want to go through the trouble. You can frog the chicken like my buddy Al does. It's a great method, but I just don't want to deal with it. I want to keep it as simple as possible. One is going to get salt and pepper only. The other is going to get the seasoning underneath the skin, and then it goes on the smoker. To make something that's inexpensive really good doesn't require crazy effort. It just requires doing the fundamental things the right way. Liberally and spicy chimi mix. Do that, some Texas salt and pepper, because this is going to be the only salt source to season the whole bird. So we're going to do quite a bit of salt. Got to get out these giblets, little chicken heart. Usually they come in a pack. This is just multiple hearts. A lot of gibblers in there. Giblets. Another heart. How many hearts do these chickens have, man? First, I'm gonna go with salt and pepper. Inside, outside, everywhere. Incredibly simple. Now, one of the things I want to reiterate is barbecue usually doesn't really save you money. But what we're trying to find is a way to do barbecue that doesn't break the bank, that doesn't cost you too much money, and you have something really tasty at the end of it to show for your efforts. Because for me, when I first really got into barbecue, it was a mental health thing as much as a me cooking food thing. So if you need time out by the smoker doing your thing where you can focus on that and that is your universe, and you're like me, then here's a way to do it without spending more than 10 bucks on meat. So salt and pepper on. First in. We'll go backside first. The salt on the outside is also going to help dry the skin some, so it'll be less chewy. And this is the entire process. Salt and pepper on the inside, salt and pepper on the outside. And we're gonna let that sit. That salt should help keep the skin from getting too rubbery. But ultimately, we're gonna have to try to mitigate that with heat. So we're gonna gradually increase the heat throughout the course of the cook so we have the best chance at crispy skin. The only guaranteed way to get crispy skin is to get really involved. So you scrape the skin from underneath, get all that fat out. You can even puncture the skin. But for me, that's a lot of effort for something I don't want to put that much effort into. Now, it's time to get this bird ready for our chimney butter. So I want to separate the skin from the meat. Gotta get in there, separate it out. All the way on the breast. All right, first chimney butter going in. We're gonna try to move this around, massage it around. So try to move this all up around the breast as much as we can. Let's do a little bit on the back. And then just a little bit of salt and pepper over the top for the look. I just like those little flecks of pepper. I'm not gonna go too heavy with this because we already have salt and pepper underneath, but I just want it to look nice on the smoker. So that's the entire prep process. So 5 minutes total. So spent $10, spent 5 minutes, 1 stick of butter, and then you don't have to use chimney. You can inject the butter, but for me, again, it's about doing it the easy way, because if I'm spending only $10 on a protein, I probably don't want to spend hours trying to prep it, and then I brine it, and then I inject it. All of those things you can do and are good. It's just you want to put in that amount of effort. But for something with the goal of being inexpensive, I also would like it to be easy. So these two are going on. We're going to be between 225 and 250. We're going to keep it moderately smoky. If you get too smoky, it can get too dark. But 225 to 250, moderately smoky. And by the time we're done, we're going to be cooking at 325 to really crisp the skin. What is this? Oh, it's liver. Thought I got all the giblets out. So you guys can see that I put the dark meat facing the direction the heat's coming from, because if that dark meat hits 185 or higher, that's not bad, that's actually good. So if we pull off the dark meat at 192, no worries at all. If we pull the breast off at 192, that's bad news. So we'll check back in with you guys in about an hour. Remember, 225 to 250. In the meantime, I'm gonna sanitize this board. All right, guys, well, things have come full circle because the sponsor of today's video was the very first sponsor we ever had on the channel, and today's sponsor is Trade Coffee. Now, one of the certitudes of the barbecue world is an early morning fire requires a great cup of coffee. And if you need a great cup of coffee, you can trust Trade, because they have a team of baristas and taste testers who curate over 500 different coffees. So they can get you exactly the kind of flavor profile you want. Whether it's a chilly morning and you want a hot cup of coffee, or as the weather's warming up, maybe you want some cold brew, Trade's got you covered. They have relationships with over 55 top coffee roasters across the country, so you can get access to coffees you won't find anywhere else. Every recommendation is personalized, so you get to discover new roasters and new coffees that are personalized to your tastes. Take Trade's quick quiz, and if the first bag of coffee doesn't meet your standards, they're gonna replace it for free with their first bag guarantee. With Trade, I've learned the flavor profiles that I like in my coffee, like chocolatey and nutty, and so yours might be different, but don't worry, they're gonna curate your flavor profiles to what you answer in your quiz. Right now, Trade is offering up to 30% off new coffee subscriptions at drinktrade.com/BBQ. That's drinktrade.com/BBQ. So head there now to get up to 30% off your first subscription. Now let's get back into the video. All right, guys, we're coming up on 90 minutes in, and we kept it smoky for the first hour and a half, but we got pretty dark skin. So at this point, it's a little darker than I would like, but it's still gonna taste really good. Just aesthetically, I would like it to be more of a golden brown, but it's not the end of the world. It's still gonna put on a lot of great smoke flavor. So in order to keep it from getting darker, and in order to crisp the skin at this point, we're gonna start running at 325. because that heat is going to be on the top side. It's going to render the fat underneath the skin and hopefully get it a little bit crispy if we can manage it. But even if it doesn't quite get as crispy as we want, all the chicken underneath is going to be succulent and juicy. Temp in the breast is about 138. Temp in the thigh is about 167. So we're on track to where we want to be. The final temp I'm looking for in the breast is about 155. If it's 153, something like that in the very thickest part, that's totally okay, because we need some time at that temperature in order to make it safe. So with carryover cooking and rest time, it's going to be safe. So 155 for a minute, we're good to go. So we're going to keep going, high temp 325, crisp that skin, and then we're going to taste it. Coming up on the 2-hour mark, the smaller of the two chickens is done. The very center of the breast was 155 exactly, and the thighs were about 190. So this is kind of what we're looking for. So I'm going to get this off. And by the way, if you're wondering if this has dried out or if it stayed juicy, I think you guys can probably guess that it's definitely not dry. Still dripping, still dripping, still dripping, still dripping. Okay, I'm going to put it on the board. For the bigger bird, we're in the high 180s in the thigh, and the breast is about 147. So we want it to get a few more degrees, and then we'll pull that off and we'll cut both of them open. All right, so I just temped this bigger chicken. Breast was at 155. So we're gonna pull it out. And if you guys are wondering, this one did cook longer, but if you're wondering if it's dry or not, I think the answer remains no. It is not dry at all. So it got a little dark, but I think that's okay. Oh, it smells so good. You can smell the chimney. All right, let's let this guy rest. So the smaller chicken has been resting for a few minutes, and so we can slice it open. But first, I want to show you the difference in doneness, because these legs are definitely at a much higher temperature than the breast. As you can see, reaching 195 in the drumstick is not a problem. It's juicy, it's tender. We've actually started to break down the connective tissue. This is going to be really nice. So we'll start off with a taste of this. Get some of that skin from the outside. Let's see. So good. Why is it so good? You gonna try it?
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy.
It's insane. Salt, pepper, and smoke is the only thing that flavored this. We just cooked a Japanese A5 steak, and it was incredible. It's wonderful. But it is unbelievable to me that for 99 cents a pound, we can get this kind of flavor, when for the Wagyu, we would have to pay $60, $80, $100 a pound. So it's really, really, really good stuff. Okay, and the benefit of cooking the drumstick to 195 or 200 even, clean bone underneath. You don't treat the dark meat the same way you treat the white meat. So, speaking of white meat, let's get to it. Okay, I've removed this breast, but you can see the benefit of only taking it to 155. All of that juiciness. This is not dried out at all. But this is what's going to be for dinner for me, for my wife, for my daughter, for my mom. And we're going to enjoy the heck out of this, even though it's 99 cents a pound. So just salt and pepper. So juicy. I don't know if you guys can see that, but the entire outside is wet. Skin and all, let's see. So nice. I know the rotisserie chickens are cheap, but this is better. Man, that's good. Just the right amount of smoke. I know it looks a little dark, but the smoke is there, but it's subtle. You get the kind of the sharpness from the pepper and then salt to season it all. Really, really good. Let's try this chimney. Okay, trying to find the center there. Smell that chimney butter. I would like you guys to know that Erica is filming with one hand and eating the other chicken with her spare hand. So, I don't know what you guys are seeing, but I know what I'm seeing.
So good.
It is so good. This one looks even better. It's bigger, it's juicier if anything, and then underneath Here we have all that chimney butter. So that's really what we're going to be looking for. We pull off the skin. All that has been basting and flavoring the meat. Oh, it smells so good. 99 cents a pound. Let's try this out. Plus a little chimney butter. Oh, even the end piece. Look how juicy. $10 for 2 birds. You're not going to beat that. As my pappy used to say, you can't beat that with a stick. Oh, it's so good. Man, so juicy. I freaking love it.
That's crazy that that's chicken breast. It's
Yeah.
so tender and juicy.
Yeah. Eric and I were just talking about how crazy is it that that's chicken breast and so tender and so juicy and it's so cheap. Well, we're doing 2 things that really help out. One is we're cooking slowly. And what that means is that those proteins don't denature and coagulate as quickly. It's like when you're cooking a brisket and you get the dreaded lift from the flat, you get the bend. That's because you're changing temperatures too quickly and those proteins will tighten up. Well, because we're cooking this so slowly, the proteins in the chicken never really tighten up in the same way. And so they remain tender even when you're done cooking. Also, because we didn't take it to 170 degrees in the breast, we retained that moisture. We didn't cook all that moisture out. So we have rich, flavorful, tender chicken breast. And a lot of times, okay, I've eaten a lot of chicken breast in my day. Most of it has not been very good. This is spectacular. And the whole point of this is you don't have to put in a lot of effort. You don't have to do anything crazy. Just maintain a reasonable fire and cook it slowly enough that you don't coagulate all the proteins and denature them and get something that's really tough. And so all you need, salt, pepper, and smoke. $10, you can have incredible food. And I think I even like the dark meat more than the breast, even though the breast is great. I know that I'm going to be fighting Erica for those legs in about 3 minutes from now. But if you guys enjoyed watching this video, do me a favor and in the comments down below, let me know what other cheap cuts you want to see me cook next. Because I have a series planned out of things, but any extra suggestions, I welcome. Or if you got something that's maybe off the traditional beaten path and you're like, oh, you got to try this thing out, let me know. I'm always trying to learn, and anything I learn, I want to share with you guys. So if you enjoyed the video, hit the like button down below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And you can follow me on all other social media platforms at Mad Scientist BBQ. I'll see you guys next time.